this summer with so many activities. So to start us off today at this press conference, we're going to welcome City of Green Bay Mayor Eric Genrich.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much, Mary, for kicking us off and for all the work that you do with On Broadway and with all of us. This is always a really fun event to be able to kind of tease things that we're going to be seeing here in the upcoming summer months here in downtown Green Bay. I think many folks are obviously very familiar with farmers markets on both sides of the river. We've got Kids Day coming up June 25th, as always, so very excited about that. But just so many different activities that we have planned from the city side of things, and then also with our business improvement district partners. And the one thing that I would just emphasize, which is something I'm sure I've hit on in the past, is this power of collaboration. And it's something that we realized probably never more meaningfully than during the NFL draft, when we all came together with Discover Green Bay, the Packers, with our business improvement districts, the city of Green Bay, to put on some really fun events for our community and for those who are visiting. And, you know, we learned a lot, I think, from that experience. We've learned a lot from all collaborations, but looking forward to seeing how that materializes in the seasons to come and years to come, and just really looking forward to another summer in downtown Green Bay. So I'm going to leave it there. Kick things back to Mary. I know we've got a good list of folks to talk, but just really encouraging people to come out and enjoy everything that they enjoy normally with our community, with our city, and have a lot of fun this season. So with that, back to Mary.
All right, thank you so much, Mayor. Next up on our list this morning here, we're thrilled to have Senator Jamie Wall with us from Senate District 30, and he'll share a little bit more about his excitement with downtown activities.
Sure. Well, thank you, Mary. I'm here as a hype man to celebrate the good work that a lot of other people are doing and will be doing to make my summer and the summer of a lot of my constituents just a little bit better. I know we're here to talk about Green Bay, but bear with me for a moment. There was an historic event that happened just this past weekend where for the first time in living memory, it didn't rain on Celebrate De Pere. So I think that bodes very well for the summer here in Green Bay and really throughout my district here in Brown County. Look, we all know that for most of us, Brown County and the Green Bay area is a terrific place to live. And let's face it, it's not because of February. If you live in this climate, you need to embrace the summer. And thankfully, we have got a lot of people who've done good work to make it easy for us to do so. The mayor mentioned the farmers markets downtown. There's others out in military and throughout the community here. I enjoy live music, and I very much appreciate events like Friday on the Fox, the Levitt Amp music series, and I literally plan my summers around the Ignite market. So I was excited this year to see that there's going to be some pollination between a few of those events. So I guess I'll more or less leave it at that. I'm excited to learn more about what the good people who are here today haven't planned for us over a summer, and I'm looking forward to enjoying it like the rest of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator. So I mentioned earlier about the thousands of visitors that come to the downtown area for all of our events, and we certainly could not welcome those visitors without an awesome partner. Discover Green Bay has been alongside of us for many, many years and helping us promote the many events that take place throughout the downtown. They've been a champion of the many events that we offer downtown and offer to the more than 6 million visitors that come to Greater Green Bay every single year. So certainly we have a very large presence today with their mobile visitor center, but we're thrilled to have them here. And I will now pass it off to President and CEO of Discover Green Bay, Brad Toll.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here. Another thank you for the mobile visitor center that actually came from the city of Green Bay and the fire department. Once these go to the ambulance graveyard or wherever they go after their useful life is complete, we've been able to make it a tremendous marketing tool. We bring it to a lot of different events, and you'll see it at a lot of the events downtown this summer. So again, thank you for that. I'm here actually just to thank everyone on behalf of the visitors that come to our community. We do a lot of marketing to bring people here, whether it's for conventions, meetings, family vacations. But once they get here, it's all the work that you'll hear about in just a few minutes that keeps them here, moves them around our community. Of course, any visitor that comes to town stays overnight. They spend more than if they're just here for a little while during the day. Typically, visitors spend just short of $800 million direct spending when they come to our community each year. So having a lot of things for them to do when they come into town is very, very important. A couple of groups that are coming this year, a big one actually in June that we're preparing for right now is the YMCA National Gymnastics Championships. They'll be in here for almost a week, but they compete on one day, sometimes don't compete again until the next day. So you're going to hear about all the things we're going to tell them they need to do while they're here downtown with a lot of the different activities. Another group that's coming in July is the U.S. Bowling Congress. We have the Junior Gold Championships. It's almost 4,000 competitors in various age groups up to college and their families that'll be here. It's so big that we're using, of course, all the Green Bay area bowling alleys, but also bowling alleys in Appleton, Oshkosh, and Wausau. And we're the headquarters of the entire event here in Green Bay. So again, you provide all the activities that we're going to tell them to go do because they bowl once a day and then have to wait. They're actually here for 9 days. So that's an incredible event. But thank you again for all you do. That's how we get them to stay longer and spend more. And we look forward to having our mobile visitor center out and enjoying the summer with everyone. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much, Brad. Next up, we have half of the amazing downtown Green Bay team, and that is Jeff Merkus, Executive Director of Downtown Green Bay and Old Main.
Thank you very much, Mary, for coordinating today's news conference. I'm going to hold on very tight to my 6 pages of notes here, and bear with me. No, actually, I don't have 6 pages. I'd like to just recognize Team Downtown Green Bay, a small but mighty team that I have the pleasure of working with. And while we have a handful of event professionals in our organization, this is the time of year where everyone is on the event team. So glad that they are here with us. We are responsible for about 30 event days this summer, and looking forward to that. That's 30 of the 55 plus events that we coordinate in a year. So most of our activity is going to be taking place in the next couple of months. While we're here talking about city and Broadway, Old Main, and downtown, I notice a lot of other organizations choose downtown as the place for their events. You see the city deck active all the time with a wide variety of fun events, large and small. So we're really pleased that downtown is the preferred site for exposure like that. In addition, there are venues like the City Deck and Light Park and the Shipyard District where we are today, a future home for many more fun events. And so it's great that this event was hosted here today. The impact on downtown, I watched throughout the years how business development and recruitment and residential interest is weaved into all the excitement regarding downtown activation. It is the events that bring more people to downtown, and then when they're here, they might want to live, they might want to move, or they might want to open their business someday. You know, the mayor alluded to draft excitement, and I witnessed that also with the collaboration with Broadway and downtown. And you know, James became a folk hero, James Anderson with the city, regarding his role in activating and promoting like never before. And so I think that even the community got energized by the NFL draft and is hungry now. The turnout, I'll get into some of the events that we have on our slate and just a handful, a couple that are tried and true. The tried and true events of the Saturday Farmers Market that kicked off last weekend. And strong attendance already, and we're not really to the obviously the peak growing season when the crowds really grow. That one, awesome leadership with Lamiai And we've had 100 years to get that one right, and so pleased with the success of the Saturday Farmers Market. The senator referred to Fridays on the Fox, a concert series on the city deck in June and July. That'll be kicking off in mid-June, and I can already feel the vibe of what it's like to be out on the city deck and listening to some of your favorite groups. And when there are yachts double parked on the city deck, that's when we know we've arrived. And I'll never miss that photo up from the Nitschke Bridge when yachts and pontoon boats are out on our city deck. I'm on the wrap up. Another great event in the Main Street District is Theater in the Park. Whitney Park, what an awesome location for an event such as Theater in the Park. And great location. There's a small stage, which was a Leadership Green Bay project years ago. Theater in the Park will include Shakespeare's Hamlet in June and a children's musical, a couple performances in August. A new event that we have for you all to try out this year is Jazz in Jackson. Jackson Square Park is located right next to the YWCA. Some of you may remember that many years ago there was a very, very successful concert series held in that park called Summer in the Park Concerts. And so we're bringing back Jazz in Jackson. It's a lunchtime concert on a Thursday afternoon in June. And we picked the performer that draws a crowd. He also became famous nationally with the NFL draft, and all of you know Kevin Van Ness and Talk of the Town. So we're so pleased that we were able to book that one. And on that day, we hope to have food trucks and activities. We want to have some of our events appeal to the growing number of downtown employees. And so we will be marketing to them and to families who patronize the YWCA next door. Another great event, and one of our biggies, heading into year 3, is Art Fest Green Bay. And Art Fest Green Bay, a 2-day event, July 19 and 20. A couple of items of note regarding this is people may be asking, what is the location of Art Fest Green Bay? Because there's an awesome, significant development with 268 residential units under construction, which was the grounds of this event for many years. Well, Art Fest Green Bay is hitting the streets. Our team loves development. We put on events to make development happen. That is a testament to how it's working, seeing Nova Green Bay under construction with upwards of 400 residents moving into that building in the next year, year and a half. So Art Fest Green Bay, location hitting the streets. We have strong interest in this event. We put out a call out for artists. We have over 150 artists from all over the Midwest, 3 performance stages. I hope to see you all there. And the last thing regarding that event that makes it unique from any other art-related event that previously was headquartered downtown is all the proceeds of Art Fest Green Bay get invested into downtown beautification. We have a director of First Impressions. She has been busy over the past couple of years with banners and planters and murals, and the Ho-Chunk mural under the Nitschke Bridge, and a clay mural on the Cherry Ramp. Those, we want to make a permanent impact every year from Art Fest Green Bay. We look forward to sharing some of the details of how is this event going to impact downtown beautification this year, and so more on that later. And I would close by just also thanking all the leadership from the city, the partnership with your office, Mayor Genrich and Brian, your leadership with the awesome events that take place, and Brad, the way your team promotes what's going on in the city. So thank you very much, and also thank you for your interest in today's announcements.
Thank you so much, Jeff. A really fun summer happening on the east side of the river. So today's host site is the shipyard, and one of the great things that makes downtown unique is our access to water. We have the beautiful Fox River running right through downtown, the heart of downtown, and many of the event host sites are also right along the river. So the shipyard is our newest location. We're excited to see this park come to life with Phase 1 completed, Phase 2 starting soon, and really begin to activate and bring more people to this end of the Broadway district. And with our host site being Shipyard today, our next speaker is going to be James Anderson with the City of Green Bay Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department.
Yes, thank you, Mary. Welcome, everybody. You know, when I was in 4th grade and I said, what did I want to be when I grew up? It was a folk hero, believe it or not. So finally got that title as well. Thank you, Jeff. I need a banjo probably in the budget, and also a shirt like Brian's. But welcome to Shipyard, the Shipyard, we're also calling it, because so the City of Green Bay Parks Department, we have about 70 parks, a lot of green spaces. We help bring the green to Green Bay. It's a really unique opportunity. We already have, you know, the momentum of the draft rolled right into summer for us. Bay Beach Amusement Park is open, Wildlife Sanctuary. We have pools that are going to be opening soon. We have all these other areas, activation with playground programs and different sports leagues and all these awesome things that bring people together. But what's really cool about this opportunity today is to talk about how all these, as they've mentioned, all these guys that help collaborate and bring all this together and activate these spaces. We have our director, Dan Ditchite, who helps design all these spaces and makes them really unique and a cool experience to go into these different spaces. We have Ann, who activates with programming at these spaces. And I just thought about this when I was arriving here. It's kind of neat how we have Light Park, kind of downtown, right on the west side there. We have the city deck right across the river. And now we have Shipyard, which kind of is, you know, almost a trifecta of really neat spaces and places to go in a downtown area. So I think one of the things with the Shipyard is, like Mary said, in the coming year, we're going to be starting phase 2. It's going to be a really neat, really cool build out with a lot of different things for people to do, a lot of ways for people to engage with the different features and different things here. But we're going to sprinkle in a little bit of fun this summer with some different activation. So one of the things we're starting back up, and we're going to kind of, we reimagined is our Fit in the Park series, which will start again this year, kind of bringing it back, but with a new energy. And some of the classes are going to be held down here at the Shipyard in the different spaces. Some will be more intimate, like we might utilize some of the walkways or some of the little plazas that you see around here. And some might be bigger events where we try to get, you know, a lot of people maybe up on the hill doing a different activity. Still yet to be determined, but we're hoping to have an event called Ship and Slide here. Which is a giant slip and slide, and we're still working through the kinks on that. But I'm going to make it happen. So that's going to be a fun event. As you can see down here, we have you can bring your boat down here and dock and walk around. It's beautiful at night as well with the lights around the water. Getting to the water is really important, I think, especially for a community like us with the water features that we have. So coming down and just sitting in water and those kind of things is really, really important to us. Light Park, I want to mention real quick. We have a container bar beer garden that's there for the summer. Brian will touch more on this with his events and how that can help support those events. But this is a feature we're going to be opening this up throughout the summer. For example, we have 2 large cruise ships coming into town in June. And when they dock there, we're going to activate that container bar beer garden as a place to kind of welcome and also send them off to their next location. Just really kind of working with the different groups to how we can partner and support and kind of maximize what we're doing overall. So it's going to be a great, Kitty Carnival is going to be at Light Park as well, July 31st. That's going to be coming back. We have lots of different things at City Deck with different events, not only from the partners that you saw here, but from it's becoming a staple for a lot of community event organizers to come in and want to utilize City Deck and spaces like that to be the kind of central point of their events. So we're really happy with how this is turning out so far. We have a couple complimentary events that will be coming in here that we'll kind of release at a later date, kind of keep a little bit of with suspense here. But this whole area will be activated within the next this summer and then also in the coming years. So really excited about that. And with that, I'll leave it over to Mary again. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, James. I can certainly speak for the entire On Broadway team that we are thrilled to see this park being brought to life this summer and only more exciting things to come, I'm sure, for Shipyard. So next, and certainly not least, is Brian Johnson, President and CEO of On Broadway, to share all the amazing things happening on the west side of downtown in the Broadway district.
Thanks everyone for coming out today. James, where'd you go? I don't have a banjo, but I might have a stump fiddle. And so we'll work on that for you because those are a lot of fun too. And you know, Jeff, you hit a point that to me just really resonated, and that is events exist to spur development. And I want you to think about what this site used to look like many years ago. And we were huge advocates and supporters to get the shipyard here under development as the southern anchor of our district, Light Park, you know, really kind of anchoring that northern end from a space activation perspective. And what you're going to see down here in the coming years is a housing development right across this slip. You've got a housing development and a fire station right across the street, right? In a part of our city that had sat relatively dormant for a number of years. And, you know, we used to host a number of events down here, really just to get people over here and recognizing that it was safe and it was an okay place to spend time. And we continue to do that. And it's really important because it shows how you can transform a space and what it does for your community when you leverage events to encourage economic development. A space is just a space until you activate it. And when you bring people into that space and you give them something to do and a reason to congregate, that's when you really start to see community transformation. And that's what our organization is about. This year, our events will see about 500,000 visitors to the Broadway District from the events that we host. This is an annual average that we see across all events, which results in, Brad talked about this, special events are a big business. And that results in a direct spend of $16 million right here in downtown Green Bay. And that's just the Broadway District. We couldn't ask for better partners in the East Side, in downtown Green Bay, and Jeff and his team, because they complement that number and accelerate it even further. And again, that has an economic impact that trickles down even further, which Brad's organization is really good at calculating, because these folks come into town and they stay at hotels and they eat at restaurants. And so there's an indirect spend that oftentimes comes with these events. And so they are important to our community, but more importantly, they enhance the quality of life for the people that live here. There's a reason Green Bay was ranked the #1 place to live in America, and a lot of that has to do with crime and cost of living, but it also has to do with the things that people get to experience every day here in our city. Of course, we're here to talk about downtown, but the rest of the city has many other great things going on. And so I want to give a quick shout out to a few folks in our team, Betsy and Molly, who just joined as our farmers market manager, Trista and Lucy, who are interns this summer, because those 4 individuals do an incredible lift to make 60 plus events happen here in our community. And of course, you know, James and others and Jeff's team that does the same thing. So a couple of events. Of course, you're all familiar with the Farmers Market on Broadway. This event attracts approximately 250,000 visitors every year to the Broadway District. A couple of things that are new this year and maybe expanding. Grow and Gather will happen on August 20th. We love to partner with organizations in our district. Rooted In has been doing an amazing job with connecting food to those in need, and so they're going to do a sampling at all of the markets, but August 20th at our market to actually try and sample some of the produce that is being sold and to really teach people and show people how you can make food fun and interesting and how you can support buying local. Big Brothers Big Sisters is going to be a partner with us for the first day of our Mini Boss program that is back this year. That was created for young entrepreneurs a couple of years ago. How do we get kids involved at an early age and to experience entrepreneurism? And we thought the farmers market is a great place to do that. And that event continues to grow, and we've expanded it again this year to be 8 weeks, which allows, think of like the old-fashioned lemonade stands, right, where we have those available for kids, and they set up and sell their products. So they work with their parents, with the Fort Howard Neighborhood Association, Big Brothers Big Sisters. We all have different days that we work on to help kids learn how to be entrepreneurs and use the market, which generates so much commerce and so much activity, to teach them about the value of that. So that will happen June 18th to August 6th inside. We call it the Red Sculpture Park because it really doesn't have a name, but you guys know where the Red Sculpture is, but that's where that will take place. I want to recognize the history of the Hmong farmer. When the Hmong refugees really settled here in the Green Bay area, and of course all across the country, but highly concentrated here, a lot of them turned to farming, right, and the agrarian roots from where they came. And farmers markets became a really critical place for them to support their families. And that's where the Broadway market, the Farmers Market on Broadway, that's where it really got its start, was to really create an outlet, an opportunity for the Hmong farmers here in our community to sell their product. And it, of course, has grown and much larger since then. But when you come to the market, you can still see the importance that this event plays for Hmong farmers here in our community. And so we are celebrating, because of that, we are celebrating during the month of June, the Asian and Pacific Islander Month, and really recognizing not only the important role that the Hmong community plays here in the city of Green Bay, but of course the importance of being able to experience their culture and being able to do it in an event that we host. And so there'll be a number of activities planned throughout the month of June at the farmers market to be able to introduce you to the Hmong culture and the value that they bring here to our community. So please be out for that. I do want to call out the swag. Team members, wave your hand. New swag for the farmers market on Broadway, designed by artist Sam Calise. Did I pronounce that correctly? Quincy? She's lost. Yeah, she just waves. Yep. Okay. Sam Calise. So this will be available for purchase. Thanks to Sam for the design. Stenciled by Kayla for printing those up. And please support those because it helps support the event. The Fresh Food Drive, we do this every year at our event, thanks to Schreiber Foods, who financially supports this. But we supported over 14 shelters last year with fresh produce. So it's essentially another reminder, too, that EBT, Double Your Bucks program in partnership with Wello, is supported at our farmers markets. So you can bring your EBT dollars down and have that matched the first $10, so for a total of 20, to be able to shop for fresh produce at the market. And the Fresh Food Drive works similarly, where we give those same bucks to our local shelters with whom we partner, and they're allowed to shop the market and buy fresh produce that they then can use to support those who are most in need in our community. The Levitt AMP Music Series is again this year. This is our third and final year with that series. However, we're hopeful that we'll be able to secure that again. I love the Mortimer Levitt story. Growing up as a child in Long Island, he couldn't afford he would ride into the city with his dad to Coney Island and couldn't afford the tickets to go watch live music. And so as he became successful later in life, and he created this foundation, it was all about creating live music in communities that the entire community could enjoy. It is a requirement that there's no fee to attend, so it is really important because we are adjacent to a low-income census tract neighborhood that it's really critical to bring that activity right into that neighborhood. But it is all about inclusion as well. So our artists are of varied backgrounds. They are nationally touring performers. They are nationally recorded performers. And they come and represent all genres to really make sure that everyone in our community feels like Green Bay is home. And so that is really important. And because of that, we partner with a lot of different organizations in our city to make sure that when we're hosting, it's not just about music, it's about the placemaking. And how do you bring in activation, whether it's, Latin performers, we've had Afghan refugees, we've done partnered with Color Bold to do a market within the event. So it's really about making sure that everybody in our community feels welcomed and feels at home when they are attending the Levitt Music Series. So please come on out to that. That is on Sundays. We have 2 deviations from that, which is going to be July 4th and June 21st, because we saw an opportunity to partner with some of our existing events. So July 4th, we will have a Levitt stage at the July 4th event, and June 21st, it'll be at the Ignite Market. Something new this year, because we always come out with something new, July 19th, Sweet Stroll. So much like the winter wine and beer walks or the coffee walks that downtown has hosted, we're recognizing across the state and country that crawls are becoming increasingly popular. And they're incredibly important to help support our retail sector. So to Jeff's point again about supporting economic development, economic activity, making sure our retailers are supported. It'll be a crawl where you go into the different retail stores and there'll be different sweets. So think about cheesecake from 5 Thumbs Up, chocolates from Burnson's, might be ice cream. We'll maybe pair with some beverages like coffee. But the idea is just another excuse to get out, experience downtown in a very low pressure way where you can kind of slowly take your time and explore everything that all of our shops have to offer. The Ignite Market this year will be, I didn't write down the dates, so Mary will get those to you. But we have 2 again this year, one in June, one in August. The June one is going to be out in front of Jake's Pizza and the Burnson's, or excuse me, the WBAY area. That's turned into be one of our very desired locations because of the closeness, right, that it creates. And people like it when things are kind of a little bit packed and more busy and activated, and it helps support those businesses on that end of the district. And so we'll be doing things like a live mural. There'll be some projection mapping. We're partnering with the Widener for Make Music Day, which has become a national, actually international, I think, phenomenon across the world that happens every day on June 21st. And so we're really excited to be able to partner with them for the Ignite Market. And then, of course, at the August Market, we'll be bringing back the Hot Air Balloon Glow. So grateful to Fox Communities Credit Union, who allows that to happen every year and financially supports that across the region. But you know, the thing with the Ignite Market is an artisan and makers market. So unlike some of the other events you see, think of like a live storefront for Etsy, right? People who are making things. And sometimes that's not always a great fit for the farmers market or some of the other events we do. And that's really sort of what the foundation of the Ignite Market is about, is to make sure that we're supporting those folks who add so much to our economy, but don't necessarily need a storefront, but need a place to be able to engage with the community and sell their products. So we're really grateful that those folks continue to support that event. Fire Over the Fox. What's the date on that one? July 4th. Okay. It landed with two people, Brad and Mary. All right. July 4th. And so a couple of things going on there. Brand new this year, we're going to do a dunk tank with local celebrities. So come on out and support that cause, and proceeds from that will help support some of the nonprofits here in our community. Jamie, I heard you laughing. I nominate you, Senator Wall. He's in. You heard it here. Mission accomplished today. Waterboard Warriors will be back again. That's always a fan favorite, to really make sure that we're activating that event, not just when the fireworks are going on, but all throughout the day. The Latin stage will be back again, which is, we introduced that 2 years ago to make sure that we're being more inclusive with the programming we do at all of our events. And the Latin stage, I joked about it last year. When we did it the first year, it was our most popular stage. That was the case again last year, and it was one of those duh moments. Why didn't we do this sooner? And it really took the Diverse Business Assistance Grant that we received from the state of Wisconsin to really draw attention to maybe one of those shortcomings that we had in our event programming. And so we continue to remain committed to that event and to make sure that our Latin community, feels very at home here in the city of Green Bay. Also new, as James put me on the spot and said I was going to talk about the Container Bar. And so I was scratching my head. What can I say? We are selling VIP tickets for the best seats at Park to watch the fireworks show, where you actually get to sit on top of that Container Bar and have exclusive access to experience that. And that goes, you can buy those along with the VIP tickets that we make available for the best seats in the house, which comes with a dedicated seat along the riverfront. And an expanded kids area to really make sure that this truly is the family-friendly event that we want it to be. And so we are expanding the kids area and looking forward to creating more opportunities and experiences for kids to enjoy their time while they are at this event. A little precursor, next year, we're going to be 250 years old. And so I think that is going to be a great excuse to really think about how we celebrate the 4th of July here in Green Bay. And we really want to elevate that event experience for the future. Speaking of the future, we didn't really touch on this, but Light Park is going to start some of the construction this year. And you'll see that coming, I think, in July-ish. We'll have more news for you guys on that in the future. But we've long envisioned the shipyard, right, being that public space on the southern end of the Broadway district that could create a lot of activation and spur new development down here. And similarly, view Light Park is the thing that can create that level of activation on the northern end of our district. And so we're really excited to bring that development to the city of Green Bay, working with the Green Bay Parks Department and the city, of course, who owns the park, and on Broadway is raising some funds to what they're doing to really kind of create an elevated experience that will be programmed throughout the year. More on that in the future. And the last thing I just kind of want to point out is that we are here today to talk about the programs and events that our organizations do, but I want to remind you that there are so many businesses in our respective districts that also offer events throughout the year. Whether it's live music or take-home art classes, there are just so many different things up and down the streets of downtown I mean, you take the things that we do, probably 150 events between the two of us, you can easily double, triple, quadruple that number with the events that all of our businesses do that are critically important to their success as well. So please get out and support those events. We promote them regularly on our social media outlets and our newsletter. But collectively working together, they are the things that enhance the quality of life downtown, that make it such a special place to be. And to kind of call attention to the guitars, I hereby declare this the summer of live music. Welcome to downtown Green Bay.
All right, that concludes our press conference today. Media, if anyone wants to just do group questions, you're welcome to do that, or you can certainly do one-on-one questions as well. Thank you all for coming.